The first time I spent in Washington, D.C., I remember going to the Smithsonian and stumbling across this statue of George Washington. And I thought it was rather unusual at the time when I thought the, uh, the Greek or Roman mythological aspect of George Washington was presented. However, as I started understanding a little bit more about Washington, D.C., this wasn't the only time that George Washington was associated with Greek and Roman mythology.
Wow! Huh?
The Apotheosis of Washington in the Eye of the Rotunda was painted as a fresco by a man by the name of Constantino Brumidi in 1865. The Apotheosis of Washington was painted in 11 months at the end of the Civil War. In the central group of the fresco, Washington is presented as rising to the heavens in glory, surrounded by female figures represented as liberty and victory. And then there's a rainbow that arches at his feet, and 13 maidens that symbolize the original 13 states are also around these three central figures. Now, the word apotheosis in the title, it literally means the raising of a person to the rank of a god or the glorification of a person as an ideal. And so here we see that George Washington was honored as a national icon in the 19th century. And there's 6 groups of figures lined in the perimeter of the canopy that have famous mythological references to them. Below George Washington is the first Captain America. Well, maybe not, but this is Columbia. And if you look at Columbia, she has her sword raised in her shield with the bald eagle with its lightning bolts and its talons defeating the forces of evil. And remember, this is just as the Civil War has ended, and many say that those men at the bottom are, for example, Jefferson Davis, who was the president of the Confederacy. The old man is Robert E. Lee, and the man in armor is representing Stonewall Jackson. But it shows that America was willing to fight for what it believes in. Another scene is Minerva imparting scientific wisdom to 3 of the most famous scientists up to that time, Benjamin Franklin, Samuel Morse, and Robert Fulton, who developed the steam engine. We see another image of America's expansion into the naval industry, and it's shown here by Neptune holding his trident and Venus holding the transatlantic cable which was being laid at the time this fresco was painted. Mercury is showing as handing off money in the area of buying and trading of goods and services, and it is showing America's expansion into this area. You can see men moving products, and you even see to the right, you even see some factories working at full potential. Then the progress of industry is shown with the god Vulcan at the anvil and forge, producing cannons and cannonballs and a steam engine that would be some of the contributing factors that would help America out of the Civil War. Finally, the last one, we see America's growth in agriculture. And we see this with the goddess Ceres seated on a McCormick reaper, accompanied by America, which is symbolized in the red Liberty cap. Ooh.